Have you ever had one of those nights when the world is silent and the only light in the room comes from your computer screen? You sit there, eyes tired and blurry, staring at your notes for the 100th time, whispering to yourself, just a little longer, it'll get better. You wake up an hour earlier than everyone else, heading out before the sun rises. You stay up 2 hours later than most, typing away, reviewing, pushing yourself to grow, to improve, to not fall behind. You're afraid to slow down, afraid to be forgotten, afraid that if you stop even for a second, the world will move on without you. Sometimes, you don't even dare to post on social media because you're scared people will notice you haven't achieved anything impressive yet. You keep going, working harder, pushing further, but reality hits hard. You're giving everything you've got, and yet somehow, you're still stuck in the same place. You double your effort, but don't see double the return. You follow the perfect plan everyone swears by, yet the results never come. Meanwhile, others seem to succeed effortlessly. They don't look as desperate or as anxious as you, but somehow they get the recognition, the applause, the success. And you start to wonder, what's wrong with me? Did I do something wrong? Why am I still getting nowhere when I'm trying so damn hard? The harder you push, the more lost you feel. You start to think life isn't fair. You even begin to doubt whether hard work means anything at all. But here's the truth. When you say, I've worked so hard, there's already a hidden trap in that sentence. Hard work means you've been taking action. Yes, but no results is feedback from the world. And those two things, effort and outcome, are not directly linked. Just because you worked hard doesn't mean you'll see results right away. Just because you gave everything doesn't mean life will immediately reward you. Hard work is not equal to guaranteed success. It's the foundation, not the finish line. It's your ticket into the arena, not the trophy itself. Many people believe that if they just grind hard enough, life will be fair and everything will work out. But the world doesn't work that way. Because beyond hard work, there are deeper variables that truly determine success: direction, method, rhythm, mindset, and strategy. If your direction is wrong, hard work only gets you to the wrong destination faster. If your method is wrong, all your energy might go to waste. If your mindset collapses, even the best plan can crumble under the weight of anxiety. So today, let's talk about this hard but honest question. Why is it that you've worked so hard, yet still have no results? We'll look at it from 3 angles. First, maybe your direction is wrong. You're running full speed on the wrong map. Second, maybe your method is wrong. You're using brute force to solve an intelligence problem. Third, maybe your mindset is off. You've let result anxiety crush your persistence. These 3 questions are like 3 doors, and behind each one lies the key to turning effort into results. By the end of this video, I want you to understand something. It's not that you're not working hard enough, or that fate is against you. It's that your effort simply hasn't matured yet. It hasn't been cashed in by time. Life is not a transaction of instant rewards. It's a long game of patience, growth, and persistence. The value of hard work isn't in immediate results. It's in whether you're moving in the right direction, with clarity and consistency. So don't rush to doubt yourself. The fact that you're not seeing results right now doesn't mean you're failing. It might just mean your success is still quietly building beneath the surface. And if you're out there grinding, feeling lost, but still refusing to give up, then hit that subscribe button. Let's uncover the truth about effort together and become the kind of people who don't break, no matter how long it takes. The first reason is this: direction will always matter more than speed. Yet in reality, too many people are sprinting full force down the wrong path, believing that the harder they work, the closer they get to success, when in truth, they're only getting further away. They stay up late every night, their bodies exhausted, their minds worn out, constantly busy with work, study, and social obligations, never daring to pause and ask the most important question: what am I really working so hard for? From a young age, we were taught to work hard, to persist, to never give up. But no one ever told us that before you work hard, you must first have the right direction. So we drift with the current, running frantically on someone else's track, chasing someone else's definition of success. Some people fight their way into a stable but unfulfilling system just for security. Some force themselves to keep a hollow job for the sake of respectability. Some exhaust themselves trying to look successful just to be recognized. But how many of them have ever stopped to ask, does what I'm chasing really belong to me? Am I running after my dreams or my fears? You might study day and night to get into a top university, but do you truly love learning, or are you just afraid of being left behind? You might work endless overtime hours, but is it because you're passionate about your career, or because you're scared of falling behind, of being replaced? The truth is, much of our so-called hard work is driven not by passion, but by fear of being eliminated, of being invisible, of facing an uncertain future. So we keep ourselves endlessly busy, convincing ourselves that as long as we're moving, we're progressing. But that kind of busyness often hides a deeper truth. We're just running away from thinking. The more afraid you are to stop, the less you actually know where you're going. When your direction is wrong, the harder you try, the more you waste. It's like holding a map turned upside down, or trying to fix a computer with a hammer. No matter how much force you use, all you'll do is make things worse. Real effort isn't blind exhaustion. It's intentional action guided by goals, feedback, and adjustment. Before you pour your time and energy into something, ask yourself, will this bring me closer to the life I truly want? Effort shouldn't be a mechanical repetition. It should be a conscious choice, a clear-headed step forward. The wise pause before they move, confirming their direction. The lost push harder, only to grow more anxious, because they don't even know where they're heading. Direction determines destiny. You can be slow, but you can't be blind. Blind effort only makes you reach the wrong destination faster. The world isn't short of hard-working people, it's short of people who think. Instead of just grinding harder, try stopping for a moment and asking yourself a few deceptively simple but deeply important questions. Is my effort aligned with what I truly want? Is what I'm doing bringing me closer to myself? Am I chasing passion or the illusion of productivity born from anxiety? The answers might not come immediately, but the moment you start asking, you're already recalibrating your path. Remember, when your direction is right, even slow progress will eventually take you there. Those with the right direction never fear a long road, because every step has meaning. Those without it, no matter how fast they run, go nowhere. The most dangerous thing in life isn't moving slowly, it's moving fast in the wrong direction. So stop being blindly busy. Before you keep pushing forward, make sure you're moving on the right map. Because only when your direction is right does your effort hold value. Only when you know why you're walking does every step truly count. The second reason, one that's even more subtle than direction, is this. Your way of working hard might be wrong. So many people believe that as long as they push themselves harder, spend more time, and suffer more than others, success will naturally come. But what they don't realize is that the wrong kind of effort is like trying to solve an intellectual problem with brute force. The harder you push, the deeper you sink. Our generation is great at working hard, but not so good at working smart. We've turned hard work into a kind of faith, forgetting that effort itself is not the goal, it's a tool. You can give everything you've got running full speed in place, but if your direction or your method is wrong, all that speed is just wasted energy. Many people mistake time as the measure of effort. They study 12 hours a day, work 16, pack their schedules until there's no room to breathe. On the surface, they look like models of dedication, but their efficiency? Miserably low. They fall into the trap of fake effort, outwardly busy, inwardly anxious, appearing productive, but actually stuck. They think they're moving forward, but they're just spinning in circles. Their days are driven not by purpose, but by a constant sense of duty and time pressure. They're exhausted all the time, yet don't even know what they're exhausted for. Take a common example. Someone spends hours every day memorizing vocabulary, doing practice tests, and writing notes, treating it like a ritual. But they never review or reflect. They learn, forget, and relearn in an endless loop, worn out but stuck in the same place. That's not growth. That's low-quality repetition. It's like a machine running without power. Lots of noise, no output. Real effort isn't about doing more. It's about doing better. It's a process of constant correction and improvement, a dynamic, evolving pursuit. In every effort you make, you should ask yourself 3 questions. First, is what I'm doing actually helping me reach my goal? Or does it just make me feel productive? Second, is there a smarter, more efficient way to do this? Am I repeating someone else's failed approach? Third, what measurable progress has my effort produced? And if there isn't any, why not? These 3 questions act like a mirror. They reveal where your time is being wasted and whether you're truly growing or just pretending to grow. For example, maybe you want to improve yourself, so you spend hours scrolling through motivational videos and inspirational quotes. It feels uplifting, right? But have you really grown? Or are you just soothing yourself with the illusion of knowledge? On the surface, you're learning. In reality, you're avoiding action. You think you're charging up, but you're just getting comfortable inside an illusion of progress. That's the scariest kind of trap, the illusion of effort. Smart people understand how to leverage their effort. They don't just pile on hours. They think systematically, making their work compound over time. They know time is limited, but strategy multiplies its value. They spend more energy thinking about where to invest their effort, which direction gives me the highest return, which kind of work builds long-term value. They don't chase what's fast, they focus on what's right. That's why they invest in things that raise the trajectory of their lives, learning skills that will still be valuable 10 years from now, building a personal brand that reflects their true worth, or developing the habit of constant reflection and iteration. These efforts might not pay off right away. They might feel lonely, even pointless at times, but in the long run, they're what truly change the course of your life. Short-term effort brings results. Long-term effort shapes destiny. You have to understand, hard work isn't a test of endurance. It's a game of strategy. The real competition isn't about who can grind longer, but who can stay clear-minded and keep evolving. Success that comes only from burning yourself out is rarely sustainable. But success built on adjustment, reflection, and leverage, that's the kind that lasts. People at lower levels survive on effort. People at higher levels win through thinking. The first trade sweat for small gains, while the latter use insight to spark transformation. Hard work isn't about suffering. It's about being strategically smart. It's not about doing more, but doing right. It's not about chasing others. It's about finding your own rhythm. So, the next time you feel exhausted, anxious, or stuck, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, am I working effectively or just burning energy? Am I truly growing or just repeating the same motions? Because how far you go in life is never determined by how hard you push, but by how wisely you use your strength. The third reason, and perhaps the most fatal one, is an unbalanced mindset. The hardest part about working hard isn't physical exhaustion, it's mental collapse. Many people seem to be giving their all every day, yet deep down, they're being tormented by constant outcome anxiety. You might know this feeling. You're working hard every day, but you still feel like you're falling behind. You see others succeeding effortlessly, and it only makes your anxiety worse. You tell yourself to stay persistent, but after a few days, doubt starts creeping in. Is this really working? Am I going in the wrong direction? Maybe I'm just not talented enough. Then impatience takes over. You start craving instant results, desperate to see proof that your effort actually matters. But ironically, that very impatience is the biggest enemy of growth. Once you fall into the trap of result-oriented anxiety, you become enslaved by short-term feedback. You stop caring about the quality of the process and start obsessing over the speed of rewards. You stop asking, did I improve today? And instead ask, did I succeed today? And the moment the answer is no, self-doubt, frustration, and guilt begin to spiral. You start to procrastinate, hesitate, and sometimes even give up, not because you're lazy, but because anxiety has drained your endurance. The truth is, every meaningful thing in life takes time to ferment. Growth is never linear. It's more like a long, uneven curve. For a long stretch in the beginning, you won't see any visible progress, no results, no returns. That phase, the long, quiet, frustrating period, is what I call the accumulation phase. It's like a tree's roots digging deep into the soil. The downward force is what allows it to grow upward later. The part no one sees is often the most crucial. Yet so many people give up during this invisible stage. They don't see results, assume their efforts are useless, and walk away, missing the very turning point that could have changed everything. It's not that they didn't work hard. It's that they were too impatient to wait for the payoff. You have to understand every great achievement in history comes from long-term accumulation. An artist may spend 10 years perfecting one masterpiece. A scientist may dedicate 20 years to a single experiment. An entrepreneur may fail 100 times before succeeding once. The overnight success you envy was never overnight. It was the result of countless days of invisible effort and quiet persistence. Those people went through loneliness, setbacks, and doubt, but they kept faith in the process. That belief, not luck, is what carried them through. And those who seem to succeed easily? They've simply already paid the price you haven't seen. Behind every shining moment are countless unseen nights of struggle. So when you feel like your hard work isn't paying off, don't be so quick to deny yourself. You might just be in the darkest part before the dawn, the stage right before results appear. It's a fragile time, the moment when most people quit, and the moment life tests your resolve the hardest. What you need to do then isn't to force results, but to stabilize your mindset. Tell yourself, I'm not stagnant, I'm just in the underground phase of growth. Like a seed buried in soil, you're not motionless. You're absorbing the nutrients you'll need to bloom. Persistence isn't about blindly repeating the same actions. It's about continuing to believe, even when hope seems invisible. True strength doesn't come from those who never doubt, but from those who keep going despite their doubt, exhaustion, and fear. Because they understand that the real purpose of hard work isn't just to reach a result, but to become stronger, clearer, and more complete along the way. Real growth isn't about how fast you reach the finish line. It's about whether you can hold on to your faith through the long, uncertain journey. The true reward of hard work isn't the result itself. It's becoming someone who's no longer controlled by results. When your mindset stabilizes, when you learn to coexist peacefully with your anxiety, that's when results start appearing quietly, almost effortlessly. And in that moment, you'll finally realize what you once thought was no result was never failure at all. It was just life taking its time to deliver your reward. So when you feel like you've been working hard but still see no results, don't lose heart. Don't get discouraged. Don't rush to blame yourself, and don't start doubting the value of effort. Take a step back and calmly reflect, is your direction wrong? Is your method ineffective? Has your mindset been crushed by anxiety? More often than not, the problem isn't that you're not working hard enough. It's that your understanding of hard work has been too narrow. You think that if you just keep pushing forward, success will come, but life isn't a straight line sprint. It's a long, complex tug-of-war. Direction determines where you go. Method determines how you get there. Mindset determines how far you can go. If any of these go wrong, your efforts might look fruitless, but that doesn't mean they are. Those seemingly unproductive days aren't wasted. They're brewing, building, and nurturing growth. It's like winter soil. Cold and lifeless on the surface, but beneath it, the roots of spring are quietly forming. Silence doesn't mean stagnation. Stillness doesn't mean failure. No effort is ever wasted, and no step ever goes in vain. Every failure, every fall, every moment of grit will, one day, return to you in ways you can't yet imagine. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but as long as you stay on the path and keep moving in the right direction, it will come. Growth in life always follows the pattern of slow first, fast later. The real breakthrough often comes when you least expect it. Every long-term accumulation has a stage that seems static, what I call the invisible effort phase. You might be giving everything you have and seeing no visible change. You might be working tirelessly with no recognition. You might be hit by reality again and again, doubting whether you're on the right path. But remember, this isn't weakness. It's simply part of the journey of growth. Before a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it must endure a long cocoon phase. Before bamboo breaks through the soil, it spends 5 years growing roots underground. Most people fail not because they're incapable, but because they quit during the cocoon stage or retreat while laying their roots. True breakthroughs always come after long periods of silence. Once you pass that turning point, you'll realize that all those nights that nearly broke you, all those unseen efforts, all those moments you thought were meaningless, all of them were the stepping stones that launched your leap forward. Fate never abandons those who live sincerely. It just takes time to sculpt you into who you're meant to become. Effort is never a quick transaction. It's a long-term investment with delayed returns. Real growth happens through accumulation, from quantitative change to qualitative transformation. Think of water. It doesn't boil at 99 degrees, but one more degree makes all the difference. You never know. Your next act of perseverance might just be the one that changes everything. So don't be afraid of moving slowly. Don't fear pauses or plateaus. Moving slowly is fine, as long as you move steadily. Arriving late is fine, as long as it's real. Every misunderstood phase you are enduring right now is laying the foundation for your future self. Fate may be silent, but it never forgets. Effort itself isn't the result, but it's the only road that leads to results. There is no such thing as wasted effort in this world. It just hasn't reached its moment of fulfillment yet. Every small step you take now, no matter how insignificant it seems, is accumulating potential energy. The reason you haven't seen the outcome yet isn't because you haven't worked hard enough. It's because you're still in the process of becoming the kind of person who deserves that outcome. The real result isn't some tangible achievement. It's the moment you look back from a higher place and realize that the lost, exhausted version of yourself who never gave up has become someone entirely new. All those unnoticed efforts will one day blossom into your own kind of success. Remember, life is never a race of speed. It's a test of patience, faith, and endurance. Your job isn't to chase others' light, but to guard your own flame. Even if it flickers faintly, keep it burning. Because the darkness before dawn is always the deepest, and the sunlight after the storm is always the warmest. Every act of persistence will eventually be seen by time. You don't need to prove yourself to the world, just to the version of you who's doing their best to live each day. So, don't rush. The results may be delayed, but they will never be denied. Those efforts you thought were wasted, those moments of lonely persistence, those nights you walked forward in silence, they will all, one day, converge into light. And when that day comes, you will look back and thank the version of yourself who never gave up, the one who kept believing in the meaning of effort, even when no one else did. Believe this, every silent season is storing power for your breakthrough. Fate will never abandon those who keep moving forward, and time will always, always honor your effort.